Hello and a very warm welcome to the Talk with Lara. Today joining me is a very special guest, and of course we're talking about none other than Mrs. Marianna Bulbuc, Government Affairs Specialist and CEO of Bismosis Group. Hello and a very warm welcome. How are you doing?
Hi, Lara, and thank you for having me here.
It's such a pleasure.
Great, excited and honored to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
It is an honor to have you with us on the show today, and you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
We're going to start off by asking you, Marianna, to tell us a little bit more about your journey. How did it all begin?
I think I am now who I've always been, a trailblazer, rules changer. And my passion for debate and convincing others of what I think is right started from a very young age, around 12 and 13 years old.
Mashallah.
Yes, and then I continued in the journey of government relations, in commercial diplomacy, in trying to make an impact and a change, because the world is evolving, but the rules and the laws are outdated, or at least they evolve not as fast as the entrepreneurs need support for. And also, if we speak about government affairs or government lobbying, the government is the brain, but we as citizens, as users, as investors, as women are at the end the ones that are affected by what environment we work in or opportunities that come from. So I have gone through my career in different jobs, from service industry to FMCG to cabin crew to lobbying for presidents of countries around the world, specifically with the scope of understanding a full spectrum of what we as citizens need, and how each country and each culture can adapt its journey to growth and development to what actually the future looks like.
That's so beautiful. Now, tell us a little bit more about the concept behind Bismosis. How did that all come about?
I've always dreamed to be an entrepreneur, and until coming to Dubai, I have been part of different industries, businesses, but more from the employee perspective. So I came to Dubai, and as a networker, I started meeting different people, putting two and two together. And at one point I said, well, it's about time that I register my own company. However, as a woman in the Middle East in 2010, 11, a while back, it was probably the scariest thing to think about, because I don't know the market, I don't know the people, it's a different culture, different religion, different country, and I came with my preconceptions that Middle East is dangerous for a young woman and it's unavailable. So Bismosis came as an absolute surprise to me. I had amazing Emirati visionary friends that until now are my family friends, life friends, that said, Marianna, you know what? You're wasting your talent. How about we register your company? And I'm like, okay. When? And they're like, now. I was literally in the government office, and they were like, now. I'm like, okay, so what name are we going to put? So on the spot, we had to figure out what Bismosis is, which comes from business osmosis, like osmosis pump.
Beautiful.
That makes the salt water into sweet. So we make business sweet.
I love it.
But the roots of it is actually, Bismosis is my pride. I've created a very strong team of employees that are passionate about making the change to the region, attracting foreign direct investment into the UAE and the Middle East. Like literally now, waiting to enter into this beautiful podcast, I was working with the UAE government into changing a business environment that has to be adapted to services that don't exist in the country. So it's so cool, right? When you feel that you make an impact, and that impact later attracts investors from startups to multinationals that make a change to the quality of life we at the end enjoy, right?
I love that. That's
so
incredible.
That's what Bismosis is.
That's beautiful. Oh my God, we should have more Bismosis in Dubai.
We have lots of talent
here.
No,
we do. We definitely do. That's no doubt about it. Yeah. Now, you've been in Dubai, you said, since 2011.
2010, yes.
Yeah.
Beginning of 2010, yes.
Tell us a little bit more about your views of this beautiful city that we're in today.
As I said, I came with a very limited understanding of what Middle East is coming from Europe. Literally, when I told my mom I'm moving to Dubai, her feedback, I mean, as hilarious as it is, was like, oh, you're going in the Arab world? They're going to rob you. They're going to steal you. You're beautiful and young. What are you going to do?
God.
Because that was the fear that everybody had of the unknown, area of the Middle East in general. But I think this is the best, life-changing, most amazing, most challenging decision I've done in my life. I have had the honor to go through the journey of women empowerment, for example, into the UAE since 2009, 2010. I had the exceptional honor to work with leaders that have set the UAE's steps into what it is today. I had the amazing honor to be recognized as a woman lobbyist in the region, to be recognized as an impactful contributor to the attraction of FDI into the country. And also, I have learned that my voice can be heard by the doors that have opened. I mean, yes, there are challenges like in any market, but if you are consistent, if you are committed, if you are not aggressive to prove your point, but you are correct in explaining, your perspective, then UAE has the ears to hear you. The leaders here create that safety that we enjoy by being open to change, by being correct in their approach, and by being fair to no matter what gender, race or religion you are. And I think being a part of this growth has made me an absolute Emirati at heart. And I recognize UAE as my home nowadays, and I don't see myself anywhere else.
I love that. That's incredible. I'm so happy to hear you say that. What are your future plans? What's next? What's in the pipeline?
Well, first of all, I'm a proud mom of Sophie, my daughter, which is 7-year-old, and
Mashallah.
I love
Congratulations.
thank you. I love to put that love of entrepreneurship, of investment, because I appreciate the financial independence women can get and the access to entrepreneurship. So my future goal is that Sophie should have her own business by probably in the next few years.
Why not?
So she's very creative, and that would be my personal project. If we speak about personal development, I started invested in factories, in projects that I love, in products that I love. So I do see myself as a multi-layered investor and entrepreneur, beyond just the consultancy, the licensing, and the corporate services provision industry. And if we speak about adventures, I am a very adventurous person. I have recently fallen in love with mountains and anything to do with trekking, climbing, and so on. So I probably would be a much more adventurous person and climb one of the peaks somewhere by next 5 years for sure.
I love that. Oh my God. I didn't even know that side of you, Marianna.
Oh, yes,
That's
I'm an
beautiful.
adrenaline lady.
A woman of many talents, and not only stunning on the outside, but also on the inside.
Thank you, Lara.
Getting back to women empowerment, since you've seen it progress over the years here in the region, what are your views on it? And do you believe that enough is being done here in the region with regards to women empowerment?
I probably would be a little bit skeptic if I would say that enough has been done. Enough to be done, we need to see a much faster progress. I think huge efforts are done, and I think UAE specifically is a leader worldwide, not just in the GCC region, but worldwide in regards to access to women support into projects that sponsor women entrepreneurship by the government and by the private sector. There are amazing platforms that support women in tech, women in medical, women in science. We know the exceptional government projects that are there, incubators and accelerators for women empowerment. However, I think that as looking at women as an equal to men in regards to access is not enough. I have a team of employees, and I see how much more challenging it is for women, for example, from after giving birth to come back to the work environment, and how much still judgment there is that, your child is sick too often, you're missing work too often, you should, resign because you can't handle both. There's not enough equity. There's not enough adapted conditions within even the provision of the law, as well as educational perspective for private sector to support women to what she actually needs to maintain a career and to have access to being a mother or a good family member, like a more involved family member. So I think here there's a long journey to be done. Also, access to decision making. We still see a lot of biased. There's a lot of exposure, so they open positions, for example, for CEOs or VPs for women. However, they still do select mostly men and have even packages of employment adapted to men's lifestyle rather than us women. So yes, there's great progress, but there's not enough speed of results, and I am a great and very passionate lobbyist in this regard, both at government levels in the GCC but also at private sector, serving over 9,000 customers till date. I am super proud to see that I could impact through the relationships and friendships I developed with decision makers in different companies to actually consider and empower women in decision-making positions, and I think that's one of personal prides that I do.
Absolutely. I love that. Congratulations. That's a huge achievement on its own. Marianna, last but not least, what message do you have for the viewers that are watching with regards to entrepreneurship, being the incredible entrepreneur that you are, the years of knowledge, expertise, and know-how that you have? What message would you pass on to them?
Well, first of all, a closed door is not actually the end. Literally, while waiting to enter into a podcast, I spoke to one of the wonderful women outside, and we all agreed on one thing, that every time, even in the UAE, we've got a closed door. Your group and other opportunities and other people come from left and right rather than you just looking straight, and it actually came with an outcome better than you expected. So in the UAE since 2009, 2010, I've met a lot of gender biased situations and a lot of closed doors as being a young entrepreneur, a woman. But I have persevered and I didn't let that define me. So no matter what risks you take in entrepreneurship, you will fail. It's totally fine. You will lose. But if you do not let that put you down and move ahead, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to retry, even if it's the same thing, until you make it work. That's very important. And secondly, network. I think I would have done absolutely not even 10% what I've done today without having exceptional people around me, including you, Lara.
Thank you, my
and
love. It's a compliment.
without valuing those people you have around you, those relationships, those networks, it doesn't have to convert into a sale, but a good word, a good phone call, and sometimes just a different perspective on what you do can change your life. So network should be your highest investment. Your substance, your brand, what you bring to the table, and then the right network around you would make you successful, no matter what success means to you. Millions, billions, or a person of impact or a socially impactful project that you want to lead. So yeah, that would be my feedback in regards to entrepreneurship.
Marianna Bulbuc, thank you so much for spending some time with us on today's show. It has been a true pleasure getting to know more about you and your beautiful journey. Wishing you continued growth and success in all your future ventures.
Thank you, Lara, likewise.
Thank you. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for from Marianna Bulbuc. It's been very interesting finding out more about her background, her history, as well as her journey. My name is Lara, signing off. Until next time.